guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, then welcome back to another video. If you haven't been here before, my name is Mimi Chamtai-Sigilai. I do create videos around making money, saving money, investing money, personal development, finances, a life of abundance, and anything to do with good vibes and positivity. And if that's you and that's what you want to listen to, then please do join the party by subscribing to this channel. So today's video would be 12 tips by the suggestion of the title. 12 tips on you to live cheaper now that we have coronavirus. It would just be pointers and a bit of an example because I did get feedback. I want these videos to be as short as possible for everybody to watch them till the very end. Yeah, and I'm doing it from my bed. I've been working from home, but I'm actually in bed purely because I'm not feeling well. I haven't been feeling well. I've been nursing my grandmother in hospital, and I think I did get an infection or a bug from that. So yeah, I'm quarantining in my room, but I'm fine, guys. Thank you so much for the lovely messages. Thank you so much for everything that you've been sending me. I do feel the love and the support. I feel like you find the most love and support from strangers, funny enough. Strangers and your close family. Anyway, let's get started on this video. So tip number 1 for you to live a cheaper life now that there's coronavirus and uncertainty. By the way, recession has been there. In case anybody didn't know that, coronavirus has just come to stamp and tell us, wake up, guys. We are at the peak of recession. So financial markets do move in a cyclical manner. They go up and they come down. They go up and they come down for them to exist for life. Yeah, so right now when they come down, that's what we call recession. When the economy is not doing well, inflation is high, cost of living is higher than amount of money coming in. So that's recession. And definitely, because it's a global pandemic, it will be a ripple effect and every other economy will be affected because of the coronavirus. So because of that, I'd want us, in case you do not have an emergency fund, and I will do another video on how to create an emergency fund. Actually, right after this, I will do a video on how to create an emergency fund and the importance of that emergency fund. So for today's video, this video will be 12 tips on how to live a cheaper life now that we have coronavirus. Number 1 would be to create a budget and stick to it. Financial discipline, financial intelligence is the highlight of everything. So for example, the best way to ever create a budget would be go to, for example, the month of March, how much you spent in March and what you spent it on, bracket it into different categories, and then open a new leaf and say, this is April, this is how much I want to spend on April. For now, I'd recommend for you to cut down everything into half kindly. If you were spending, for example, 1,000 bob on airtime, now you have to reduce on that. Find a way to cut down on every single thing. If it's by half, if it's by quarter, if it's by 3/4, if it's by extremely removing it completely, this is the time to create a budget and stick to it. Let it be a food budget, let it be a clothing budget, let it be a rent budget, let it be transport budget. Create a budget and stick to it, because there is no extra money that will easily come through right now. Assuming all else is held constant and everything else is prevailing as is. I do know, sadly, that some people have lost their jobs. Some people have lost their form of employment. Some people's businesses are shutting down. And it's a point of uncertainty and a bit of like a dark gray area. Trust you me, the sun will still shine one day upon your face. So you could go down, the sun could set today, but it will still rise tomorrow. So it's not the end of the world. From where I'm seated, today we did get a case of somebody getting treated. One of the people who were infected with coronavirus in Kenya, I'm actually from Kenya, people who were infected with coronavirus in Kenya, one person did get healed or recovered today, which is good, which is very good for the economy. So I'm looking at a very bright future coming forward. Although I'm just very optimistic people. Yeah, I'm all those people who my friends think I'm out of this world. I'm too unrealistic, kind of. But I'm very optimistic that if one person could get healed, then of course not that if we stay home and follow the strict measures put in place, I think it's just a matter of discipline. Whatever they say, do that, and then we should be fine. Back to the point, create a budget, stick to that budget. Point number 2 would be for you to refinance your mortgage. So if you are having a mortgage now, this is the best time to refinance your mortgage. Refinance really means renegotiate with the bank. For example, if you're supposed to pay 60,000 per month for your mortgage, now is the time for you to tell them, I want to pay 50,000 instead of 2 years. I want to pay it now over 4 years. Or alternatively, the other way around, if you're paying 70,000 per month, you tell them now that based on the uncertainty of the future, I want to top up and be paying 90 because I probably have extra for my emergency funds or my savings, stuff like that. I want to pay an extra 90 now, such that instead of paying it for 2 years, I pay it for 1 year only. That's what refinancing your mortgage means. Another tip would be for you to cut eating out. This is the time for you to cook at home. This is the time for you to actually eat health and safety wise, because in case somebody has coronavirus and touches the food and you eat like live vegetables or like fresh vegetables or salads, you can easily, if you did not clean them well, you can easily get infected. So this is the time for you to eat at home based on health and safety, and also based on finances. Time to cook at home, and also do meal preps. Meal preps purely means, for example, if it's on Sunday, I know this is not very common in African homes, because we do like hot food from the motto at that time, but this is the time for you to do meal preps to also reduce on wastage of food, because you're trying to cut down on how much you're spending. Another pointer would be for you to cut down on your self-care and self-love options, for example, especially hair and nails for women. Even men, for example, if you're used to going to a haircut every single week, now is the time for you to probably go for a haircut once a month, or like once in 6 weeks, that kind of stuff, depending on how long this could take us. But mostly for women, if you have hair that is too costly for you, this is the time for you to cut your hair. This is the time for you to cut down on your nails. This is the time for you to avoid buying expensive things like treatments and expensive makeup. This is the time for you to cut down on that kind of luxury. I do know during recession, I've done a study before, the beauty industry never suffers as much, but a wise person would not focus on spending their money now on the beauty industry. Yeah, so you could cut down on that. Another thing would be for you to create gifts at home. I mean, life is still going on. We still have kids who we have to gift. We still have family who we have to gift. Try and create gifts centered around home. For example, maybe just doing a home-based nice meal at home together, or creating for them, if you're artistic, creating for them something with your hands. For example, those bangles, or shonaing like a cute bolero, or like a blanket for them from home, as opposed to buying like really expensive stuff. So if it's cheaper to do that from home, kindly do make gifts or get gifts done from home as opposed to buying them. Another one would be for you to rent out your space. Right now, if you have extra space, please do rent out your space to make extra money. Yeah, especially if you're not using that space, this is the time for you to rent out that space on Airbnb, and this is the time for you who stays in hotels to move to staying to cheaper places like the Airbnbs. Another one would be for you to buy used products. I love this, especially if it's heavy machinery, and this is the time for you to cut down on spending on expensive cars. Now it's time for you to spend on used cars, which are fairly used and not worn out, and which experience depreciation, because either way, if you buy it very new right now, it will still depreciate. So this is the time for you to buy fairly used cars and reduce on that cost. Another one would be for you to cut on unnecessary subscriptions. I do have an unnecessary subscription that I do need to cut down now. I've paid for some editing something, which I just see my card being deducted money, and I still don't know why I haven't cut down on that, but I do plan on reducing on that. So if in case you have something like a $2 subscription to like a magazine, this is the time for you to cut down on that. I don't think it's necessary. It's more necessary for you to have that extra $2 in your pocket now than give it out. Another one would be for you to stop buying bottled water. Boil your water at home. I think it's safe enough. We did drink that all our lives when we were younger, and filtered at home. I think that should be fine now. Declutter and sell your items is another pointer. Declutter your shoes, declutter your furniture, declutter your handbags, declutter anything that you don't think will give you value now and you've not used probably in the last 6 to 12 months. Declutter and do sell that online. Sell it on anywhere that you're able to sell these things that you're not using and that we call stuff. It's just stuff. It's just hanging around there. You're not using it. It's the time to declutter and sell them now. And then another one would be for you to negotiate now, especially if you have consistent payments that you're consistently paying. For example, if you're consistently paying for rent, I don't know how practical this is, but if you're consistently paying for rent that was, for example, 75,000, now it's time for you to negotiate with your landlord and be like, instead of 75,000, based on this and my financial position being this, can I now pay 70 instead of 75? Then you are able to save that 5 for the unforeseeable future. And lastly would be for you to use generic products, especially now that we're buying in bulk. Instead of buying the brand, just buy a generic product that is usable. So instead of buying like this specific tissue paper company because of the brand that costs you probably 370 shillings, now it's time for you to buy in wholesale tissue that will cost you 200 and something shillings, so that you pay that extra in between, or so that you save that extra in between. So I hope that this video has guided you in terms of pointers as to how you could save here and there and everywhere If anybody does have extra points, please do leave them down on the comment section below. If this video did give you value, give us a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do. I'm giving you this 3 seconds for you to subscribe to this channel and enjoy this kind of content. Other than that, see you guys in the next video. And yes, we do have a Zoom call every day, or rather every other day at 7 p.m. a Zoom meeting on Forex trading. I will leave the link down below, and please do join our Telegram group down below to get all the other updates for the Forex people in the building. See you guys on the next video, and yeah, stay safe, enjoy yourselves from home, enjoy staying with family, and everything will be fine. The sun will still shine eventually. See you guys on the next video. Goodbye.